Waheguru Ji Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.
Hi everyone, it's Mani Kaur here. We are discussing Sikh interfaith marriages at the Gurdwara. We've got Monty Singh here from the Sikh Army and Benji, who are going to accompany us and give us a deeper insight into Sikh marriages Sikh interfaith marriages at the Gurdwara, and they're going to share their expertise. So firstly, just a little bit of clarification. Over recent time, we've had lots of rumours, lots of cancellations, upsets, misunderstandings, misconceptions centred on Sikh interfaith marriages at the Gurdwara. So I think that, today's discussion is all about clearing that up and letting the masses know, what's involved and clearing any confusions. Mm-hmm. So firstly, how would you describe Sikh interfaith marriages? How would you define it?
By definition, interfaith marriage is the union of two people belonging to different faiths that come together and marry each other, but respectfully practice their own faiths and continue that. In Sikhi, as per the Rehat Maryada, interfaith marriage doesn't exist. The Anand Karaj between two people has to be two Sikhs.
Okay, so that's where the issue is. So Anand Karaj, where we sit in front of Maharaj, should only be for two Sikhs. But you can have interfaith marriages, but they're not done in the same way. They're done a different way. Now, if we talk at it from a basic English side of things, it's just the process is different. And let's just keep it at that. Let's just keep it very simple. The processes are different. To be in front of Maharaj and to take an Anand Karaj is only for two Sikhs. It was initially only for two Guru Sikhs. And if things don't clear themselves up very quickly, it'll end up being just for Guru Sikhs. So the idea is today is let's just talk about it, let's have a conversation about it, and let's just explain what the two differences are. Because there are some options, there's some solutions to the problem. It's not a case of a wedding can't take place and people are storming it and stopping it. It doesn't work like that. There's lots and lots of things involved. So give you the opportunity to sort of explain and break them down.
Okay, so Benji, if you want to just highlight a little bit more about what you were saying earlier.
So it's really important to understand that the Anand Karaj is a ceremony where it's between the two individuals and Maharaj. We as humans in Sikhi, we see ourselves as soul brides, and our husband is Waheguru. So when you do the Anand Karaj in the Parkarama, which is going around Maharaj 4 times, that's you making a commitment to Maharaj to say, everything is you. You're the center of our world, basically. And you're taking steps with your partner to get close to Maharaj and ultimately merge with Waheguru. That's what the Anand Karaj is. A pankti that comes to my mind is Man Beche Sadguru Ke Paas, and that's literally saying a Sikh is one who sells their mind to the Guru. If you're now going to an interfaith Anand Karaj and you're going to say, do Mathadik to Guru Maharaj as a non-Sikh, and then tomorrow go and do another religious wedding where you haven't sold your mind to the Guru, you've got to just be a Sikh, and that's in denounce any other faith you may follow or beliefs you have.
And that's where then Anand Karaj becomes Biadbi, because you've now disrespected Maharaj in that process.
So that word, I've heard that coming around a lot over recent time, especially because of social media, like Biadbi.
Yeah.
Can you?
Biadbi is when you're doing something against Guru Maharaj.
And this is seen to be you're doing.
Yeah.
This is a big thing. So when I think about personally, just recently, my nephew, he was planned to get married to his Gujarati bride, and the cards have all gone out. Everything, we're all ready to attend the wedding at the Gurdwara, right? Mm-hmm. And then just 2 days before at the pre-wedding party, it's stopped, right? And, the wedding stopped. But on the one side, the family's all upset because they don't know any better. They've booked it. It's been booked at the Gurdwara. Nothing was said that this is wrong, right? So obviously then to know 2 days beforehand that, you can't now get married at the Gurdwara because obviously it's been stopped by external people. Why is that? Why is it getting to that stage? Why is it that Gurdwara are then where's this rule come from, and what's
so the problem
situation?
we have is there are some Gurdwara that are fully aware that people are stopping these things and they shouldn't be going on in the first place. There are a few Gurdwara committees who are being a little bit naughty and they're going out their way to make these things happen. and they're not following the Akal Takht guidelines. So we've got to be very clear. There's Akal Takht guidelines that we should be following. All Guru Karas should be following the same guidelines. One Gurdwara should not be doing something different to another Gurdwara. There's a set of guidelines that should be there.
Okay, can I just stop you there? So, in terms of the guidelines coming from Akal Takht, when did this happen? Like, how many years has this been put out there or enforced? Or, like when were we like advised with this?
The Hukamnama came out in 2007, which clearly states.
2007. So this is quite known, right? Many years now, right?
Many years. Then after that, in the UK, Sikh Council set out clear guidelines, which were issued to all the Guru Karas, that only 2 Sikhs can get married, but there is a process to follow if a person that is coming outside of Sikhi and is adopting Sikhi and becoming a Sikh. So there is a process for them to follow as well. So with all these interfaith marriages happening, they shouldn't be taking place. And it comes down to Gurdwara being run by committees that don't understand Sikhi, they're not good Sikhs, and they're turning into a business. And it's all money making.
That's right.
And it's sad to hear that, to be honest, because at the end of the day, it's coming from the top. We could, I don't want to disrespect, but it's almost like it's coming from the top tier.
Yeah. So let's just give you an example, right? There's a particular Guru Kara I can mention, which is Leamington Gurdwara. They are doing out-of-town tax. So if somebody is wanting to do a mixed faith marriage at their Guru Kara, it's one rate. And it's one rate if it's not a mixed marriage. And then the third one is out-of-town tax. So people are coming from Birmingham, going to Leamington Gurdwara and charging extra money to have an interfaith marriage. And this is where our problems are. This is where things have gone wrong.
Massively wrong. Because if you think about it on the other side, the families are just thinking, what is going on because of the mixed messages, the confusion, and it's just heartbreaking because you just think to yourself that, they've been not told how and what. And I think that within the community, within the Gurdwara, within the, committees, it's just wrong. As you said, it's money making.
The education's not there, but then it's getting exploited in the process as well. And that's the bit that we're concerned about. And that's why it's been stopped. That's why people are against it from being stopped, because there's extra money involved in this process as well. Sadly, but that's where we are.
Yeah, because you hear a lot of people saying that, I know, like some rumors that I hear as well, like, I thought Sikhi is about bringing everyone together and the oneness and so forth, and yet we can't have an interfaith. Non-Sikhs can't get married to Sikhs, and we can't all be one, and why? And these are the kind of things that are coming out of these are the conversations that are being made. So
let's just explain it all. Anybody is welcome to come to our Guru Kara and have langar. Right? Anybody can come here and do Mata Tek to Maharaj, right? But what we can't have is our Guru Granth Sahib Ji is sat in front of us here, and we're asking for blessings on Maharaj, right? But then the 2 people that are sat there tomorrow are going to do a Hindu wedding. We've had a recent case where a wedding had took place, and then the next day we found out that there was going to be a Hindu ceremony taking place, but that's not on. So then that means you're not 2 Sikhs, are you? But they lied about it, and then went ahead and did a Hindu wedding the next day. And it's like, that's not acceptable. If you think of it in a different way, if a Muslim person was to get married, a Sikh person couldn't marry a Muslim without taking on their faith.
Yeah,
you have to do it in the car,
right?
If you wanted to get married in a Church of England, you'd have to go to Mass for 4 to 6 weeks and understand. And the priest has got to be confident that you guys are Christians, and committed to their faith, right? And then you can do it. And all we're saying is, if you're going to make that commitment, is abide by it. Don't just the next day disrespect us, our faith, and go off and do something else, because that's what's been happening.
It's almost like there's discussion for negotiations, and there shouldn't be a negotiation, right?
There's no discussion for negotiations in terms of having Anand Karaj. Anand Karaj is for 2 Guru Sikhs, and 2 Sikhs, and that's the way it should be. But the problem that we're finding is people just want to save face. If you've had an interfaith marriage, that's okay. Go and have a civil wedding. I'm sure Gurdwara can support you in that. But at the same time, what shouldn't happen is to go and have a Hindu ceremony the next day, or a Christian wedding the next day, and things like that. And that's what's happening. But not only that, the other key things here is when these things are happening, there's a lot of animosity, and it's just about having a red photo, having that Benji sat there in a red dress with a bungi on, and that's the only photo they require. The solution is to have a Sukhmi side part, but you don't get dressed in all red, head to toe. You should be wearing a simple suit. And I think a lot of people have forgotten the basics. When you come to a Gurdwara and you're having a marriage, head should be covered, chest and arms should be covered. But what's started to happen is we're starting to see stuff slip through, which is just well and truly unacceptable. And it's like you're in front of Maharaj and you're asking for blessings. And this is why destination weddings have been stopped. You're asking for the blessings are not going to come to you. Right? So we're not going to go to an island somewhere and bring Maharaj out to you, because the way that's been done hasn't been correct and it's not the right prakash, right? So it should always be done in a Gurukar, and that's what's been set up, and that's the guidelines that have been set up there.
What's so wrong with having it out on this
a recent video
beach
I saw,
or so forth? Because that's
a
destinations
recent video
that
I saw
weddings.
was Maharaj at the end of a swimming pool. A swimming pool is somebody where, yes, it's got chlorine in it, you're sweating away in it and everything else, and it was done at somebody's house. And I seen it on Biyadgi UK, right? So there was a Maharaj sat in front of a swimming pool and everybody around sat there with pillows and stuff like that. We don't sit in pillows when we're over here. Don't sit on anything. We don't raise ourselves to anything. Maharaj is obviously the highest being. But how do we know that house has got the ultimate prakash set up? How do we know meat has never entered there? How do we know the marquee they're using is not being used for, on Saturday night, Friday night at the pub? And things like, and these events, and this is the sort of stuff that's happening. When our Gurukars are doing programs on Gurukar sites, the marquees are used for by those sole providers that are into that. But what's started to happen is we're allowing stuff to, and then Maharaj has been taken in a goal, a messenger bag by one person, well known, known as a Sikh priest. He just pulls out a bag and then puts Maharaj out. Then it's like, that's not how it works. It should never be that way.
No.
And because of those type of behaviors, to make these things happen, it cannot happen. And if that means people go to resorts to sort of deal with these things, that's the next step. But what we are asking for is Sikh councils have been supportive and understand what's going on is wrong. Some of the Gurdwara have been caught out with not knowing the Hukamnama, not wanting to know it, not wanting to discuss it, or able to do it. So one particular Gurdwara says, okay, then we'll stop today. We'll do it today and we won't do it again. But then I've done one last Friday. So I'm going to give you a very good example. A Gurukar found out that somebody was about to have an Anand Karaj today, and then tomorrow they were going to have a Hindu ceremony. They all found out and all got leaked. And it gets leaked by different sources. They get leaked by the entertainment companies. It get leaked by those that are conducting it, the family, the Sangat, right, and the Gurukar itself, right. It all gets leaked from everywhere. So you can't win in this situation whatsoever. So the best thing to do is not do it. But then when you're lying, so we know a family lied in a Gurukar and said, no, we're not going to do a Hindu ceremony the next day. And then they still did it. Now that's not on the Gurdwara. That was on the couple that did it and their family members that forced it through. But when the family are going to another Gurukar to get it done, right? I know families that have been banned all around Smedic and West Midlands and then gone to another particular Gurdwara that seems to be on for it. And that's not on either. If you've been refused, you've got to understand what you've been refused for. But are you doing it for a red photo? Are you doing it for a red lenga photo?
I think where the family are oblivious to the teaching Sikhi, it's the Gurukar's responsibility to think at that point to say, look, this can't happen. These are the reasons why. If the Gurukar are not informing them and they're taking it on, I think the committee members do need to be held accountable. Because the family or the two people that get married, they may not know.
Yeah.
When I was in a Gur Sikh, I unfortunately didn't know the ins and outs of Sikh. I didn't know what Anand Karaj was. So it does come to lack of knowledge as well. So I think the responsibility is with the Gurukar to refuse those Anand Karajes and tell them what the correct process is.
It's like an immigration officer. An immigration officer is there to make sure that they're bringing in people into this country safely and stuff like that. Knowing something's wrong and allowing it to happen is still wrong. And that's where we stand with this, isn't it? I'll try and keep my terminology quite simple and basic, and it's not it's wrong. It's just simply wrong. It shouldn't happen. But what shouldn't happen as well is the individuals that are getting involved. They shouldn't be getting attacked for stopping things or educating people. And the thing is there are alternatives. Like, why are we not doing the alternatives? Why is it that you just want to have that walk around Maharaj? It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah. So with that, the alternative, the solution, could there be like an ardas, or could there be like a Sukhmani Sabat, or could there be something where basically the couple are not going around Maharaji?
It's not just about going around. It's just that they can't.
They're not vowing, right?
Yeah, they're not committing to the lava. So therefore, there's no point doing it. That's where it's disrespectful, right? So we can do a Sukhmani Sabat and we can do an Ardas. If that person wants to come into Sikhi, we're doing an Ardas for them to come into Sikhi, because this leads on to further troubles, right? Things like the children, when the children are born, what faith would they be? What would their future be like? Or when somebody passes away, what would the cremation be like? And what's the processes? And this is where you start finding out where people's beliefs are. So like a very good example I'm going to give you, right? So the solution, first of all, the solution is Sukhmani Sabat and Ardas. And that gets done. So
do all the Gurdwara know this and the committees know this? Yep. Why don't they offer this to the families then?
Because a Sukhmani Sabat is one charge and Ardas is one charge.
It's all about financial gain.
It sounds like that way. If we was to stop all
I feel really
weddings,
ashamed and shameful to even hear that, because if I was talking to a non-Sikh person and I'm telling them, oh yeah, there is lots of confusion, there is a lot of, back and forth, and people are, like falling out over this, and it's because, it's over business, it's over financial gain. So and that's such a pity, and it's so embarrassing.
That's on the Gurdwara committee side, but as the individual who is the Sikh, they feel like they're entitled to the Guru as well.
And when you think about it in that way.
So someone adamant that, we're Sikh, we're born in a Sikh household, so I can do Anand Karaj. They feel they're entitled to the Guru, so it should be their way. But really, they're not committing themselves to the Guru, because otherwise you would have married a Sikh, or at least adopted the alternative methods. And I think it's a big problem.
Just going back to what Margie's saying about the pictures, and it's about like aesthetically pleasing, right? That they've seen other weddings growing up, I guess, being in a Sikh, and so they're thinking that's what I want to do, and that's what I want my wedding to look like as well. Is that what you're?
Yeah. I know a case of where an English lady has become a Sikh. Done their Ardas prior to getting married, because people get notice in advance. I'm talking about there's rapid weddings happening within 4 weeks, right? So that's not on. But we've had this one English lady who has come on to Sikhi, got married in the West Midlands area, and people wanted to stop the wedding. And the thing is
why did they want to stop the wedding if she accepted Sikhi?
But they didn't know.
Oh.
So they just see a card and it's like, what's this? Now, the weddings that take place should have Singh and Kaur in their name. And if they don't have Singh and Kaur in the name, they go and correct it. That's the right thing to do.
That was my misconception as I was growing up. I thought that if somebody from a non-Sikh faith was getting married, I thought if the bride is coming into the family, I just thought that instantly she's become a Sikh. That was how, I don't know where I got that. It's a lack of education.
Yeah. So this particular English lady who's coming to Sikhi, so she's a Penji now, she's into Sikhi. She's done GCSE Punjabi. She knows her Mool Mantra by heart, right? She comes to the Gurdwara, she does seva here on a regular basis. I'm not saying it's not this Guru God, it's in the Midlands. But what more can we ask for somebody that wants to come into Sikhi and then does all of those things? When these weddings are being, having confrontations and stopping and protesting is taking place, it's happening because it's the right thing to do. We're educating people at that point that this behavior cannot continue on. And the issue that we have is it's the Guru God at that point, the committee members, their backs are up. And what they think they're doing is, by doing something wrong, using the police to support them, then taking on security guards to support them.
Just over recent time, that was Gurdwara in Wolverhampton.
Anand Karaj happened at 7 a.m.
They hired security as well, didn't they? I mean, it was all over.
It's all over
the gram, wasn't
media,
it, and all over social media.
But I want to make something crystal clear, right? By having security guards at your Guru Gar, right? When we have problems in a Guru Gar, we don't have no security, but all of a sudden we're ready to have security for Anand Karaj. That's not on. And one thing I want to make crystal clear, right? Security guards won't stop Biadbis, right? So if Biadbi is taking place, our things will go in, right? It's not unfortunate, but you've got to understand why are we Shastratari? Why are we this Qatar in terms of secure, right? Because nothing should be in our way to stop Biadbi. If Biadbi is taking place, it's not on. And the thing is when family members are going out their way to commit it, that's not acceptable either. So the family will then be responsible. And somebody's only got to say something wrong. will cause some trouble against Sikhi, and you see how people handle things. So don't be the family that goes out their way doing things, because things can go wrong. Like there will an effect of a marriage taking place now that should be a start of a future. Is this only going to end up with bad consequences going forward? So don't start on a bad foot. Have a circumcised part instead. Read the guidelines that are on Sikh councils and Instagram pages and TikTok pages. But we've done a lot of work to get them quite clearly out there. There's loads of multiple huknamas that have changed over the periods of things like your head must be covered, chest and arms should be covered, simple suits, none of these heavy Qadaiya suits where you can't walk, can't sit. What else was there? No Kalgi. We're seeing a lot of the Kalgi coming on. The only Kalgi that anybody should be wearing is Guru Gobind Singh, and nobody after that should be wearing. So just scrap the whole idea of that for me. For me personally, just scrap the whole idea, because the moment you sat in a Guru God and somebody's forgot to take it off, it's gone wrong, right? Nobody should be sat here in a Guru God with their Kalgi on. And these are the things, the mistakes that are happening, because people are just too busy trying to rush these weddings through. No 7 a.m. weddings, no security guards for these things. And just do the right thing, right? And if we can reach out to your audiences who having their makeup done or into entertainment and things like that, then this is the best solution for them. Have a circumcised part. You're not going to be able to do the red suit thing, but do have a simple suit. Like, if you want your blessing, have your blessings, but don't be doing it for show. And this is what it's coming down to. This red photo thing is just for show. It's just a facade. But Maharaj is not a prop. And that's one thing we've got to make crystal clear. That can never happen.
Yeah. It's not just for that aesthetically pleasing look and, everyone.
No. We're sat here in front of here now. We want to make sure that this message gets out there correctly and properly.
I mean, even the way that we're sitting.
Yeah. We have to sit in a particular way. But like, there's things about like, Harmandir Sahib is open, it's got 4 doors, so we should be welcoming everybody. Everybody's welcome, but don't be disrespecting our Maharaj in that process, and that's what you're doing. So if you're not prepared to accept what we're explaining to you, and you're not explaining what the Sikh councils are saying to you, then you don't belong here. We have to be really sensible about this, right? It's really, really important. People are going to get hurt. People are getting upset. Emotions are breaking down. Nobody wants their wedding stopped. Nobody wants none of that emotional stuff to start on a marriage. So just do the right thing.
Yeah.
Sincerely, do the right thing.
I probably just want to touch on one more thing, because this is what somebody had said to me as well. And I remember I said to you on the phone as well, didn't I? And I said, this particular person said to me, the audacity of these Khalistan boys are going around and stopping the weddings. And, who do they think they are and all this? I just want to clarify, this is nothing to do with...
Nothing to do with that Khalistan political movement. This is nothing to do with movement. This is just upholding the Guru's Maryada. Guru Gobind Singh Ji's Hukam now on number 38, I believe it is. Forgive me if it's wrong. And it says a Sikh should be only minding of the Sikh. It's simple as that. So, and that was way before the Akal Takht Hukamnama Sahib. That's come from Guru Sahib directly themselves. So that's all we're trying to uphold. The Maharaj don't get disrespected. They're not a prop. They're not a book. It is Guru Sahib, Maharaj, the King of Kings, sitting on their takht. If you're going to go to him, respect what they're telling you to do, basically. Simple as that. We're not terrorists. We're not vigilantes. We're just
not fundamentalists.
Yeah,
none of that. You're just.
It's quite sad, because the thing is when people were there were AKJs there from different Jatadabandis. There were Tiksalis there. There were Nahangs there, and most of these people, not all of them, believe in Khalistan. Some believe in Khalsa Raj, right? So Nahang Singhs believe in Khalsa Raj, whereas the Tiksali will believe in Khalistan, right? And many people have different opinions and stuff like that, but this has nothing to do with what's going on. It's really sad that you're doing that. And I often find it's those communities that are not either Sikhs or maybe they're Hindus, Hindu Punjabis, maybe they're Christians, and they confuse the situation.
Making it even, spiraling even more.
Just stirring the pot. You just stirring the pot. You don't understand it, then don't quote it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, don't quote it. And we're making it simpler. We've even done flow charts out there so people can see what it's like. So just have a look at Sikh Council's Instagram pages, and it's just, you've even had Gurdwara Aid do a Gurdwara handbook, and it's even explained in there that the weddings are for 2 Gursikhs. Now, there is a process if somebody wants to take on Sikhi, but that process should, if you booked a wedding in a year's time, then there's a process to follow, and you can follow that process. And if that's the case, then that's a different story in itself. That's one of the best blessings we can have. And I'll give you a case of that happening also, where somebody's studying Punjabi, GCSE Punjabi, from an English Penji. Like what more can you ask for?
Yeah, exactly.
Because what we found in recent times is people are changing the name, so following the process, but they're doing that 3 days before the wedding. You don't become a Sikh overnight. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got to be involved in Seva, the Sangat, be known to the community as well, and actually taking part and showing your commitment. And that will be by doing Seva and Sangat, and maybe learning Punjabi, going on the Anand Karaj course, which is available. Basic Sikhi is a Sikh education organisation that actually run an Anand Karaj course. So someone from the outside, or even Sikhs, born Sikhs, can do that course and learn about what the Anand Karaj is, then make the informed decision. Do we want to take part in this? Because someone may learn it and be like, this isn't for me actually, because they realise it's an actual commitment to Guru Sahib to denounce everything else and take Guru Sahib as their Guru, and that's it.
There's loads of responsibilities as well. So one of this particular Gurdwara wedding happened in Wolverhampton. We had people smoking outside the car park and stuff like that. And it's like,
It's just a massive level of disrespect.
no understanding whatsoever. We had security guards wearing like knuckle duster type gloves. It's like, you're at a place of worship. What are you wearing them for? Oh, we're
I
gonna have
think
some
that
trouble
over
here.
the years, like as we've tried so hard, like even when we invite guests who are non-Sikh, we tell them that, cover your head, cover your, you know what I mean? You've got to go in with no shoes and socks. And we've worked hard, haven't we, over the years? And then for now, it to just be teared apart, it's quite hard.
It's very hard. And the
And
thing
it's
is,
challenging.
there's such a simple solution to it, but we're just choosing not to, and we're going against the grain. And we're almost some people are being extra difficult to make it happen. Like if you've been refused a wedding, you get somewhere and you've been educated, it's not acceptable. Why would you go to another Gurukar? That then falls on a family itself, right? But then if you're going to do a 7 a.m. wedding, the cameraman's going that early on, the makeup artist is going that early, the DJ is getting set up early. They're all complicit in this process, and that's how it's coming across now.
Okay,
yeah,
my bad.
yeah, no.
But we actually don't know until we rock up and you're like,
learning,
okay, what's you know what I mean?
We're
You
learning,
just don't know.
Remember, we're the face for that. When you're doing a das, you say, pull, chuck them off, right? So it's like, but what we can't do is deliberately do it. So we need to be in a situation now where complaints are coming from DJs and stuff. They're happily take your money, but they'll also grass you up as well.
Yeah.
They're getting paid either way. They just don't want to be a part of this problem because they'll get attacked for it.
I think now going forward, it's almost like, okay, it's out there now. You know about it now. So obviously, raise the alarm bells if you know of it, or and put a stop to it, basically.
Yeah, and if you've got some questions around it, contact us. There's people, I've had Gurdwara contact me. Baji, I just want to make sure that we're doing everything right here because we don't want no interruptions on the day. And I'll explain everything to them, go through it with them. And once I'm fully comfortable, I'll say, look, just tell them that you can speak to Monty Singh, and nobody will do anything at your wedding. We'll make sure that everybody's fully aware that it's okay. As soon as the complaint comes through, boom, we can stop it and say it's been sorted.
Yeah.
And that's where it's got to. Gurdwara now are saying, can you please help us and clear our name that this wedding is actually okay? We should commit. But some of the Gurdwara are just, what hukanam are you talking about? Nobody's ever told me. Like, imagine a Gurukar turn around, Siane Bande, Darian and Chitte and stuff, right? And I go, Baji ki hoya, like, what's going on? Oh, Ajja Pandit da biyah hona siga, and we've had some problems here. And they've called the cops, and it's like, what? Why is a Pandit getting married in a Gurukar? That's what happened at one of these weddings. But you know what happened? We spoke to the groom and explained the process to them, which they accepted at that point. And nothing was shared on social media and things like that. It was all quietly dealt with. But the problem is unless we talk about these things, it ain't going to resolve. So yeah, we're asking for your audiences to start questioning these things, understand them. If you don't know, talk to a Gurdwara openly and discuss it. But those that are doing wrong, there's some serious consequences coming their way. Complaints have gone to a call that particular Gurdwaras are not conforming with what they should be doing. Loads of people can do research these days. Everybody knows where people live or where people pay their council taxes and where they go and get their groceries and stuff like that. And you don't want to be doing something that gets you into some serious trouble. And I just want to make it crystal clear, I'm making no threats here, but what happens is when you're doing Biyad Biya Maharaj, people don't hold back. And that's whatever comes first is Maharaj, and everything else is additional after that. So it's really important that these people do their research, understand it, and have respect for Maharaj.
Okay. Thank you so much for highlighting everything and discussing it. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, follow the pages, have a look on Sikh Army, have a look at Sikh Council, Supreme Council, Gurdwara Aid. Contact them if you want some help as well. The Gurdwaras that need help, they can come out and reach out and speak to them. But you'll find the big Gurdwaras like your Semitic Gurdwaras, your Warsals and stuff like that, they don't have these sort of problems.
Is it a UK problem?
It's not a UK problem. So somebody has declared, oh, this doesn't happen in India. And then the last 2 weeks, there's been problems in India. They're now saying in a Pind that people can't marry out of faith in a Pind of Gurdwara. They're now saying at, was it Hazur Sahib? Yeah, Hazur Sahib is saying if a Sikh girl marries out of faith, they come out as secure together and the whole family out as well, because you're weakening and watering down our Sikh. That's how serious it's started to become. So please don't ruin it for everyone, because what's going to start happening is decisions going to be made. Maybe one of the decisions could be that going forward, Anand Karaj should go to Sikhs only. Then where would the learning Sikhs go?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like we talk about that. That's what we're just ruining things. Like, let's not ruin things. Let's not exploit things. Let's not look at Maya. Let's just focus on the task in hand. If we took weddings, for example, now, Anand Karaj as a whole, and put a set figure on it, how many weddings will you be able to do? How would you then survive these Gurdwara? How would they survive? You need to start thinking about how to earn money, make money, support your community in ways outside of Anand Karaj's.
Thanks.
No worries.
Thank you so much, Monty Baji. Okay.
No
Thank you, Benji,
worries.
for sharing all of your expertise and insights and the hard work that you're doing behind the scenes.
Yeah.
It doesn't go unnoticed.
No worries. Mara is support us all the way through. And all we're trying to do is just do the right thing and get people the education that they need. Nobody wants to ruin their day. Just get educated or ask for help and we'll support you through it. Okay.
Waheguru ji ka khalsa, Waheguru ji ki fateh.